All righty. Welcome back to my next episode. I am so glad you joined us today in episode 8 or 9. What are we on? I don't even know. Oh my gosh, I think we're on 9. Wow, just pumping them out, aren't we? Okay, so today we are going to be discussing reclaiming our power, hoodoo, resistance, and spiritual warfare. And I would like to welcome you today to my podcast, And They Lied, a child's healing journey from the abuses of being a biker's daughter. I am your host, Shannon, and I appreciate you for joining in today. Do a quick jump in there real quick. I am sponsored by my beautiful Botanica, Muse Goddess Botanica. The link is in the bio where you can pick up all kinds of amazing candles, different types of candles for your spiritual needs. I am always available for readings. Full readings start at $49, and we also offer full spiritual packages where we help you unlock your journey in its entirety. And I do that starting at 149, and I also accept all donations on my PayPal. So today we're also going to do a little mini reading. I'm just going to do a mild little reading to see how the community is doing. If the reading resonates with you and you feel you have been called to book with me, please go ahead. My booking page is in, again, my bio. And so now that that is out of the way, I also have a membership for those that want to work with me on a regular basis. And you can get that currently for $7.47 a month with all kinds of special perks that come along with that. All righty, let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, sisters. I want to get into a little bit about how we have talked about the threats that we are currently facing, especially when it comes to the Project 2025, the rise of the Christian nationalism within just the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, are we full-blown Russian, like sister and brethren? I never got the memo. From my understanding, that's always been an adversary. So I'm still confused. But as of this weekend, it seems as though we are moving more into the deeper thralls of the authoritarian regime that is now the United States. And I wanted to explain a little bit more because on Sunday, the Orange Hitler has gone ahead and opened his mouth again and decided to tell everyone he will be enacting the enemies, Foreign Enemies and Aliens Act very soon. I wouldn't doubt it if it is this week, so buckle up, be ready for that. And so now what I want to talk about a little bit more is how do we resist all this, right? Us as practitioners, if we get out there and we get into the thralls of the society chaos, could detriment our own communities. So, how do we deal with that? One of the things that I want to also talk about is how hoodoo and spiritual warfare aren't just about our protection. They're about reclaiming our power. And our ancestors didn't just survive, they fought back. And they fought back hard. And so in this episode, I want to show you a little bit of the same and how we can do that moving forward. Okay, so Santeria, Hoodoo, Voodoo, all of my Caribbean nation sisters and brothers that practice, every one of you, one of the first things that we will just briefly touch on, because we all already know this, is that the enslaved Africans are the ones that brought their spiritual knowledge with them, and they hid it in their practices in plain sight. Root work isn't just about blessings. It was used to break chains, to curse enslavers, and to guide to them that are lost home. So when we start doing those root works, those are things that were passed down. Those were things that were used in order to keep us out of chains, to keep us out of being in this constant cycle. And so it begs you to question now, doesn't that make sense as to why Hoodoo, Santeria, Santa Muerte, any of our original Caribbean or Latin American traditions were basically outlawed? If you know, they passed bans left and right, stating that we couldn't do the type of rituals that we are accustomed to. Um, and then it got even worse. Like then, it was there was a full-on ban on hoodoo, full-on ban on any type of African spirituality, any type of understanding of the Orisha or the Yoruba, right? So why? It was because it was working. That's why they did it. Because they saw that they were able to continue to oppress and because they feared it. They were afraid of it. They were afraid that if we stayed with our roots, that we would stay the quote unquote savages that they deemed us as. And we all know better. Um, so one of the ways I want to talk to you guys today is about how hoodoo really was used as a tool for the resistance, for a lot of resistant movements. Um, Specifically, like Nat Turner's Rebellion, the 1831, right? That has deep root work, deep root work, and spiritual visions that helped guide the uprising. Then you had things like the Underground Railroads, where the spiritualists were more than using just songs. They were using coded spells that were to help in assisting and giving them power and strength to endure so that they could escape. Then you flash forward to the civil rights movement. Hoodoo workers prayed over Martin Luther King Jr. They charged protective charms and called on the ancestors for strength. They've always known our power, and that's why they've tried to take it. So today we want to see where that lines up with us today, right? The past, the present, the future. I really love how that flows. So the modern warfare on our spirituality is currently underway. Uh, why would they want to stop us from practicing? Because we know we have a powerful ancestry, spirit army, and if that was to become our forefront and our focus, how they would crumble. Especially with the Project 2025 and Christian nationalism, they are currently seeking to erase anything that doesn't fit their worldview. One of the greatest things that you can do is look at a current map. Any current map will only show you in size proportion the size of a continent per the Christian base of that continent. This is why when you look at a map, South America doesn't look that big, but it is 9 times bigger than Greenland or Greenland, Iceland, Greenland, one of the two. Greenland. It's Greenland. But when you actually look at a map that doesn't reflect the Christianity spread and the inflation per continent of it, you will see that no, Greenland is not so huge like it is on a map. So again, this is them rewriting things that don't fit into their worldview. They know our spirituality empowers us. and they know it frees us from their control. They're using the same tactics as our colonizers. They're bringing us shame. They're trying to make us be in fear. They're trying to use legal suppression with the immigration raids and the ICE deportations. And it's to turn us against each other and our own practices, to make us completely paranoid within that, that so paranoid that we're afraid to go and do any type of our normal worship. And again, these are the same tactics that they've used over and over again. You just have to be open-eyed to see. And spiritual warfare is extremely real, and it is happening right now. How many of you are feeling extremely drained? The 3 o'clock club, the 4 o'clock club, the 2 o'clock club. How many of you are sitting out there doubtful of your path? And it's because it's designed that way. It's designed to keep you out of your spiritual practices and out of your basics. Spiritual attacks aren't just personal, these are systematic. They want us to disconnect from our ancestors, our roots, and our protection. This is why they gave us these social medias. This is why they gave us Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of those, so that you could be so preoccupied. And I am glad that some sisters were able to use those platforms before they turned into state-ran propaganda machines that are only going to influence you to stay disconnected, that we can't see what's going on. You don't know all of the things that he's doing every day. You don't see how every day they're eroding the things that we have worked so hard to become able to walk out in public, wearing our pentagrams, wearing our eleques, wearing our head coverings. You know, this is what they want us to do. This is why they have suppressed so many that were on those social media sites. This is why now you're starting to see them attack all of those financial institutes that help get your donations to you. Like me, if you need the feel to donate to me, you can go ahead. My PayPal is in the link in my bio. Um, but we just really can't let this happen, right? So, two things I want to do today is I want to help you strengthen your spiritual defenses. So, if I were you, I'd grab a pen and paper. I'm going to give you a very quick, very basic, because we are taking it all back to the basics, folks. The more comfortable and able to do our basics without the books or any written word, the way when you can just do it, you have it as a routine, the safer it will be for you as we move through this time period and this switch. So one of the biggest ones that I love, every woman that's ever been in my groups know I make this, and this is my war water recipe. A war water is for protection and the reversal of attacks. This will strengthen your spiritual defenses, and you can use spirit war water for so many different things. You can use it for in-root work, you can use it in baneful magic, you can use it for barrier protections. So let me go ahead and get you the ingredients for those. The first thing you're going to want is rusty nails. And I always suggest 3 rusty nails. We're again coming back to basics, three, sixes, and nines, the divine numbers. You will want graveyard dirt. If you can get some dirt from the graveyard where ancestors are buried, that will make it more powerful. It will bring you closer to them. You're going to want cayenne pepper. This will help burn away any negativity. It will help burn any enemies that come forth to step forward. Black pepper will also be added, and this will do for confusion and disruption. And as you see, you're pulling in these really, really strong things. And then you're going to use any of your moon water. If you have a full moon water, awesome. New moon water, awesome. Now, the best water is going to be storm water, hurricane water, the waters that had the most intense energies. Those are going to be the waters you really want to go with. And so you're going to put your rusty nails, your water, let them sit. Just let them sit and get disgusting. The next day, add all of your other ingredients, making sure you're speaking out loud things that are going to really protect you from anything that you're making this war water for. So maybe something in the lines of return all harm sent my way. May the weight, their own weight drag them down. Or whatever is sent to me be returned to thee. Simple, right? So you want to keep this water in a sealed jar. You can sprinkle it all around your property, across any path where you know maybe your enemies may have crossed. Um, Again, you can use this on candles. You can use this on any type of baneful magic that you are using. This is a very powerful water. And so, again, making your war water, making sure you're putting your intentions into it and really charging your water. Okay. I always keep mine in my office with the rest of my alchemies items. My war water stays on my chest with the rest of my baneful magic ingredients. I tend to keep that one in the cabinet where it's in the dark because I want to keep it in the dark, right? Your next thing that you can do is to strengthen your connection and your guidance is doing a ancestral veil ritual. These are basic rituals. These are basic things that you can do to protect yourself, to bring connection, to bring guidance. Um, and so, like right now, when the world feels super loud, and we need to call on those that have walked this path before us. Something very simple that you can do is grab a white candle, place a glass of water beside it, speak out loud the names of your ancestors, calling on their wisdom, making sure you, of course, light your candle, right? Sitting there and just in that silence and just listen. Write down everything that you hear and that you're receiving. Let their guidance move through you and recharge you with the knowing that you were never, never alone. So, how do we do this as we move forward, the future? Hoodoo and Santeria and 21 divisions, Esperamo, the Orisha, the Yoruba, Those have always truly been our tools to rebel against our colonizers. Every time you practice, your resistance is a powerful tool. And every time you practice, you take away their power. So make sure that you're staying close, knit to your spiritual businesses, keep supporting those small businesses. Really consider bringing yourself off of any social media that is ran by the tech bros, right? Those tech bros, the only thing they care about is kissing the ring. He called himself the king. What do you think he's just gonna pretend? No, I don't think so. So make sure that you're supporting small businesses because as you support the small businesses, it keeps us available to you so that you can get the tools that you need. Also, those spiritual businesses are giving you a place that is shared knowledge in safe spaces. My temple is safe. You are not going to walk out of my temple and feel like you have been colonized, feel like you have been marginalized or left behind. Protect yourself digitally. I cannot stress this enough. TikTok will become that next avenue. If you don't think that they're not surveilling you, let me tell you, as a spiritual practitioner other than Christian, you are being surveilled. They are making little beautiful files about you so that they can oppress us because we are not going to conform to their Christian national platform. This is something you really need to contemplate, sisters, to protect yourself, protecting yourself from these digital media sites. Also, protecting yourself physically. Encrypt your messages. Use coded language if you start to feel you may have a rat in your house. And never, sisters and brothers, if you're out there, never, ever stop practicing your craft. So, my final thoughts as I close out this segment today is I want to give you the words of encouragement that those that are listening to me today, I know that you guys know I've been having major downloads lately, major visions. All of the things are coming in one by one that I have seen. And I need you to stay protected because, sister, brothers, you are our resistance. They want you to believe that you're powerless in all of this. They want you to stay compliant. And that's the biggest lie they've ever told you is how powerless and easy to comply you are. Every prayer, every ritual, every offering to your ancestors is going to be an act of defiance. So make sure you're staying strong with those. Again, strengthening your basics, getting them down to the point where it is so easy to remember them. And remember that we are all still here. We all we will all still be practicing and we are not going anywhere. We just have to make sure that we are navigating the propaganda sites and staying with those social media sites that really are only going to make it worse in the long run. So, my call to you is that of action, sisters. Join safe spaces. Join places that have safe circles. If you're feeling comfortable, come join mine. In March, I will begin to do full moon and new moon circles again, where you can learn all kinds of nifty little magical rituals and spells and those things that they want kept oppressed. And so also think about maybe joining some underground networks that are out there. I know Mighty Networks is really trying to make sure that we have a platform for all of us that are in the occult, and so is Blue Sky. You can find me on both of those too. If you feel that you are being already chastised, ridiculed, questioned, it's time to take your practice into secret. And that's only if you must. But never stop. Even in the shadows, even in the darkness, we can still call upon our ancestors, our spirit guides, to always guide us through everything. And so, in the next episode, we might talk a little bit about how the spirits are watching us, um, and talk a little bit more about divination and the absolute insane visions that some of us are starting to see. So let's get into a quick little mini read. Let me see what the guides have for us today. We have the Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands in reverse. So, sister, there is somebody out there that is looking to have an answer to a question that simply is, do I need to take this action? And the Ace of Wands is currently telling you, yes, you have the will to create the energy. You are inspiration and you are a force. We have the Three of Wands that comes up in reverse. I apologize. And so sorry. Again, I will learn to turn my phones off. So we have the Three of Wands that is in reverse. So there are going to be a little bit of delays with you taking this action. Um, Something that you might want to be mindful of is that it is a complex situation. So think things through from all perspectives before you jump into it. But it is a yes. It is a yes, it is time for you to take action on your idea. We have the temperance in reverse. So I don't, I feel like that there is a impatience happening over this. And that's why the King of Swords has decided to grace us with the presence because you need to think things through from all perspectives. But it is time to take action on your ideas. Because if you don't, you have the world in reverse or the universe in reverse, however you like to look at that card. And so, yeah, if you're not going to like really double check on every single avenue that you're trying to explore, you could end up in a missed opportunity. So really be mindful of all. So again, when I say that, I mean like maybe there was the smaller chance of the outcomes that you were like, oh, that's the one I think I'm going to go with, or I'm not going to bother with. And actually, you probably might. Because again, you have the Ten of Wands upright, and there's always another way of doing something. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So this is really going to allow you to start to clear away any injustice that you have been dealing with. If you've been dealing with an injustice over this specific action that you have, or this idea that you have, it is definitely time to take that action, looking at all perspectives, all avenues, making sure that you're not being impatient. Don't miss out on an opportunity because you overlooked a small thing, a small fry, right? So if you continue on that with this um, guidance, we have the Chariot. You will have success in all of this. The only thing that you need to be mindful of is your own vulnerabilities. This idea might take you to something that's a little bit more unorthodox. This is why I said it might be the smaller avenue that you're just, oh, I don't want to do that one, but it might actually be the one that is going to be the best for you. So if you want to get a full reading from me, if this reading resonates with you, you can head over to the link in my bio, book a full reading with me, and let's really dive into that. Again, I thank you so very much for let's see if we can get one good card for the collective. So collective, today you have the Two of Cups. Open your heart and receive love from others. Okay, making sure you're staying balanced, you're mindful of your choices, and you're not settling on specific energies. Okay, make sure you're taking time to balance, finding harmony. Definitely, once all of that is attained within you, you are going to find a lot of connections. So, collective, just off of one card, right? Two of Cups. You may have Cancer in your chart. So if this is resonating, there you go. For my collective who's listening, there you go. All right. Again, thank you so very much for joining today's episode. If you have any questions, you need any insight, please don't hesitate to reach out. I might be able to help you. Or you can just, again, run over to Muse Goddess Botanica and book an appointment with me. I have many, many things available for your consumption. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys on my next episode.